What's up, Rangers? Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve, and today in this Unimportant review, we have the McFarlane Toys Cygor MegaFig. Main reason I got this one is because I actually found it on clearance. So I decided to grab it. At the end of this video, if you guys would like to pick this guy up, he is actually available currently on Entertainment Earth. Sadly, not for clearance, but if you guys like to help support the channel and get a sweet figure for yourself, definitely link will be in the description for that. But anyways, because again, with these videos, I'm still going to be honest about everything. So, but still, it's retail price on there. Anyways, so with this figure, I wasn't originally planning on picking it up because I do have the Raw 10, and actually, grabbing it real quick, just so you guys can see, because for these videos I don't usually do a crap ton of comparisons, but we'll have some. But the Raw 10 dwarfs this thing. And originally the Raw 10 was 20 bucks. Granted, you don't get much posability out of the dude. That and he has a bit of a hard time standing by himself sometimes. But, like, you want an impressive looking figure to go with your Spawn, he does the job nicely. This is a little bit more traditional looking of a Cygor. But still kind of want to get this because I really like it looking, I don't know, a little more proportionate. I guess more King Kong-y in a way. That just, it's posable too, which made it kind of a win. But it was one of those, like, personally, I didn't feel like it was a must-need figure at the time. So that's why I kind of waited for, I'd seen one hanging around at a shop around here for freaking ever. So once I got marked down, I was like, oh, you know what, I'll grab it, I'll see how it is. And we did an unboxing on the stream, which sadly had the audio kind of went crappy. But anyways, I unboxed it already, messed around with it a little bit. I'm going to say I was pleasantly surprised with this. So anyways, without further ado, for its packaging, just has the Spawn logo. You got Cygor on the bottom. On the side, you get a nice comic illustration, which is odd because you see here, they don't really match. I will state that, but still pretty sweet nonetheless. On the side, you can see the figure. Back just shows the figure just kind of sitting in a warehouse, factory setting with Cygor on the bottom. And you got McFarlane and some Legal Bumbo Jumbos. Anyways, after getting him out of his cardboard prison, for his accessory, he comes with this stand, which is going to come with every McFarlane figure, but why? I get it, I appreciate it, but it's almost like you could have just honestly saved some plastic for yourself. It's not like I would have complained if this wouldn't have been in there, but it doesn't really do anything. If anything, it kind of annoys me more that there's a little bit of a scuff on the stand than anything. So it has one. Is it necessary? No. Is it nice to maybe have one in case one of your other Spawn figures is a little bit more tipsy than you thought, and it's nice to have two stands on the feet instead of one? Then yeah, I guess it works out pretty well. Anyways, for its detailing, head sculpt is very nice, and actually, I'm gonna angle the camera up just a bit so I can kind of hold on to it so you guys can see it a little better. But the head sculpt's really great. The eyes are just done in a red, which you can see here, the one eye is a little bit more bulgy than the other because this is the, like, cybernetic eye, and then you have the more natural one. Mouth looks really good. You can see the tonsils on the back, detail on the roof of the mouth. Metal actually looks really nice. The way that they have it weathered and did the dry brushing. You can see some brush strokes though. I will say it has one negative. You can see some there. You can see it in a couple of spots. So the paint was like probably applied a little too thickly, but it looks nice. Like sitting on your shelf, it's not going to be super distracting. It's just looking at it closely, you can kind of notice it a little bit here and there. One thing too is he's got this really huge gash on the side of the head. Like something kind of like Violator or something kind of messed him up a little bit there. But fur looks nice. It's done in blacks and grays primarily. It's got a crap ton of stitching on the body here. And then the red has a bit of glossy paint going around the stitching. You can definitely see it on the arm here. The torso, it's a little bit more hit and miss, but depending on the way the light hits it, you can definitely see it's a bit reflective. Oddly enough, no stitching on the leg. Also, no stitching on the backside, which still, due to the stream, I was so surprised at how it's articulated this is back here. Like, this guy can twerk. What's else is cool is he has all these tubings coming along his arms here. You get the, like, tinge of gold in certain sections. So you can see kind of the gears working on the inside of the arm. And he's got these little connector pieces on the forearm. Oddly enough, he's got some blue here. One thing that's a bit annoying is he has this gold tube coming along the back of his arm here, which kind of hinders the articulation a little bit because it has a joint here at the elbow. And you kind of want it, like naturally, it looks like it should be like this. And as soon as you start putting that in, it starts putting a lot of tension on the elbow. So you can only really bend it there. So don't get a lot of play. Now, if you articulate to the side and then kind of work the elbow, you can get a little bit more range. But it's a little annoying. I will say one negative is this tube, whatever it is, definitely should have just been longer. Could have saved some plastic, like instead of sending me a stand, just make the tubing a little bit bigger. Because it's attached to separately, so I don't see why it couldn't have been a little longer. And honestly, it would have looked cooler too to have it kind of hanging off personally, more so than it just more running along the body there, just to give them a little bit more variety anyways. And that's pretty much about it. Like, detailing is really nice. Which, oddly enough, McFarlane's, they do a good job at their sculpts. Like, even the feet are really solid. And the nice thing, too, is the way his toes are displayed and stuff. He's got a really nice base. So if you want him standing upright, like I mentioned, even without the stand, he'll do the job nicely. But anyways, for his articulation, the head has a really nice range of motion. Get side to side. Goes really far up, really far down. Only thing is, he doesn't have a neck. So you just have this really big joint just hanging out here. For the most part, he's going to be sitting like this anyway, so it's not something that's super noticeable. But it's definitely something. Maybe it could have had some kind of something underneath here to kind of hide the plastic, because to be honest, they could have maybe cut this away and added a little bit more for the neck. Granted, I imagine this is a cost-cutting measure. Also, what's odd too is he has stitching here like he does on the skin, but it's all metal right there because of the way they painted it. For his arms, can go. Whoops. Oh, that's how the inside is, I guess. Oh, he's pretty hollow, actually. We'll learn something today. Let's get that hopefully back in there. I didn't realize this is also this is a separate piece. I did not notice that till now. I guess that makes sense. Oh, that's gonna be frustrating. All right, so we gotta push that down. Yeah, line that up. Alright, so it only goes up about that far on this side, it seems. The plastic gets in the way a bit. Oh, yeah, you can hear that. So one arm goes up a little bit far. So it's pretty much like this arm doesn't have as much motion as this arm, but this elbow doesn't get nearly as much motion as this one does. And then the hands can also rotate. They're on a hinge. You can also rotate the arms forward and back. This side, this metal plate gets in the way. This one, hey, you can pretty much rotate that guy all the way around. And his waist, a lot of posability there. You can rotate him too. Legs, can do the splits. Also, it's soft goods on his waist there, so it's pretty flexible. Then rotation, top of the leg, bend at the knee. And the feet also have some articulation as well. And then, real quick, just get him kind of upright. Just show you guys, let's grab the throne spawn. Just so if you guys want to see a Spawn figure next to him, just to get an overall scale. Like, he is definitely a big hunk of plastic in comparison. Granted, we just found out it's super hollow, but it's still impressive looking. Especially if you go by the side view. Like, it's still a really cool figure. Then the nice thing too is because they designed it like that, he's already pretty heavy as it is. So if it was even more sturdy in the chest section, it just would increase the weight anyways. And to be honest, would probably just hurt the articulation in the long run. So yeah, overall, I think he's really cool. Definitely at the $50, I think it's fine. I feel like you get enough bang for your buck with the figure here. Only real major critique is this elbow, I think, is the biggest annoyance, especially in terms of articulation. But outside of that, everything else is still pretty reasonably posable, and detailing is fantastic on it. So yeah, if you have the Raw 10, do you need this guy? I guess it's more at that point. If you're fine with having a figure of minimal articulation, then the Raw 10 would still do you okay. And to be honest, I think it's a little bit more fits in with the 90s style a bit better than this guy. Well, then again, this guy still would do all right in that setting. But I still think, like, if you guys are collecting the new McFarlane stuff, this is probably still the Cygor to have. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. So help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, Facebook. Guys, like people the date with channel donate, we really appreciate it. Also, again, down in the description below is a link for Entertainment Earth. If you guys like to pick this guy up for yourselves or just any Spawn figure in general, just if you guys like to get some cool collectibles, definitely go check them out. And also, they got a discount code right now for shipping if it's over $40. Anyways, see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.